Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is the deciding game, Game 5 of the TSL3 Round of 8, Day 2. I want to apologize coming into this fifth and final game. I have been fined $575 by Hotbid for referring to the second series as Game 2. Artosis, obviously, is a caster. I hope that you can forgive me. And, you know, one day I'll go to therapy, work out my problems, and everything will be okay.
Well, you know, you actually got me all excited there that I was going to be able to cast the Shakuris Phoenix game again. So, actually, I don't know how quickly I can forgive you, but I guess this time I'll let it slide.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. But this is Game 5, Artosis, and these two players have definitely showed a different flair coming out of each of them. Like you mentioned, we saw that amazing Phoenix play, and then we just saw some Blink play out of NaNi, some of it working, some of it not so much. CrunCher also displaying some of the same. So he's going to be spawning as a blue Protoss in the northeast, and his opponent, Dignitas..NaNi, in the southwest. Artosis, comment on the fifth and final game, Xel'Naga Caverns. What are your thoughts on what we might see here?
I feel like this is going to actually be a stressful game for NaNi. He's scouting a lot quicker than CrunCher this time, and you know, it's come down to Game 5. I feel like NaNi probably feels like he is much better than CrunCher. He was more well known in Warcraft 3. He's been more well known and more successful in StarCraft 2. But here he is, and CrunCher has actually been outplaying NaNi a fair amount of the time. I'm totally impressed with both players. So this is going to be a very stressful, I mean, a Game 5 PvP, man. You have no idea how this is going to go. And no one in the world can be like, okay, I'm definitely winning this.
Yeah, I can imagine the sort of mental psyche and just the thoughts that one is going through in a situation like this. You know, Game 5, everything's on the line. There's a lot to this tournament. Not only the prestige of winning it, but of course the amazing prize purse that is available as well. And you know, the thought that both of these players could really make a name for themselves in the TSL3 is reason enough to just be so worried about this matchup here. Wow, he's going to go ahead and get a probe surround. CrunCher actually takes out that probe, will give it up, completely catches NaNi by surprise, and now there is no forward probe for for NaNi.
That is actually huge. Killing the scouting probe is one of the biggest things you can do in PvP. You got to be very careful when you're around the mineral line if someone is going to do that to you. So NaNi is going to be a bit shaken up about that, and in fact CrunCher takes his gas, and without, oh my god, that's perfect, DJ Wheat, that's perfect, taking his gas in this situation, because guess what? He doesn't have that forward probe, as you were saying. This means that even though he's going to force him into a situation where NaNi is going to want to full warp gate, he doesn't have a probe out there to do it. How are you going to do it, man? It's going to be a slow full warp gate. So, a beautiful, beautiful play by CrunCher.
Yeah, CrunCher, you know, he had used that offensive gas in nearly all of his games where it was applicable, and it has been working out for him. Now, NaNi did send a probe to the southeast corner. We see a Zealot and a Stalker out for CrunCher right now. We do have a pylon being morphed in at the left Xel'Naga tower, and okay, so there's the pylon for NaNi, and I believe that, I mean, it's going to take, even if NaNi were to warp in back here, a long time for his units to go forward. We do have a fight here in the middle. Zealot beating away, but it is going to be in the favor of the Stalkers here. Oh no, the Zealot's going to get trapped and be taken out almost. He is going to take it down. Oh my god.
Oh, NaNi. It looked like CrunCher was going to outmicro for a moment, and then NaNi did. Now CrunCher warping in some more Stalkers. Oh, this is actually so huge. NaNi, his proxy pylon, not going to be used this game, and CrunCher getting some extra kills here. This is terrible for NaNi. He is going to have a very hard time holding this off. You cannot lose even one additional Stalker, or things are going to go poorly, but here he goes, countering and killing a Stalker of CrunCher. I have no idea which way this game is going to go.
Yeah, now there are two pylons here for CrunCher, so he does, well, is he going to just, he's going to stay here at his north pylon, which Stalkers are going to move forward. They will focus that one down, and that is going to be an unfortunate loss for him there as well, as we definitely see a unit advantage here for Dignitas.NaNi. Let's see, we do have one Zealot warped in by the pylon. There's another probe down there just south of his base. Oh my gosh, another pylon is going to go down, but CrunCher does put a probe right down there. Oh, that probe from Naniwa moved out of position like he was a little psychic probe. And I don't think he's going to be able to see this coming. If he would have seen that probe here, something certainly would have been up. But he is going to start to move forward, and Naniwa looks like he might have the advantage here.
Yeah, it looks like he does. He has a lot more units, but the force field goes up, and CrunCher misplacing a Stalker, just barely being seen from the low ground there, and he's going to have to warp in a lot of sentries. He is getting that robotics, which is very gas heavy. He's going to want Immortals out of it, but that's going to be gas heavy as well. And, well, that didn't work. Takes out that pylon just in time, does coL.CrunCher.
Yeah, and looking, oh, there the force fields are gone. No more energy. We're going to see Naniwa making his way in, immediately taking out those sentries. Probes are going to be pulled out, and the Stalkers will just shoot their way through here, taking out everything in their path. Unless they can get us around, there's not much they can do, and he is just scooting and booting around the base of CrunCher. More units being warped in. CrunCher says GG, and Dignitas.NaNi, and what was supposed to be easy for him, Artosis, does pull it out over the course of 5 games, but CrunCher certainly putting on a nice display. Naniwa takes it to the round of 4.
Yeah, you know, as you said, it was supposed to be easy, but there was nothing easy about that. That was actually one of the hardest PvP series from both sides. A lot of mind games, a lot of risks being taken, some great moves by both players. Both players in almost every early battle took turns out-microing one another. So, I mean, that was as close as you can get it. Naniwa barely taking that 5th game.
Yeah, I mean, some interesting battles there at the front. It did look like Naniwa was going to be a little bit late, but just overcoming him. He had also those 4 Stalkers just shoot out of his base right once the gates were up and going. And there was not much that CrunCher could do. But I do think he showed some good play. I mean, he's obviously a player that is going to always exist and possibly continue to excel in, you know, the North American leagues. Let's see if he's going to start getting himself out there in some of the international leagues as well. But certainly a phenomenal foundation. Made it this far, the round of 8 in the TSL3. Artosis, think about some of the names that didn't make it that far.
Oh, I know, man. And he took out 2 of the biggest in Hydra and Mondragon. Almost took out Naniwa, one of the favorites left in the tournament. CrunCher's legit, kids. I mean, you guys can flame all day and act like he's terrible because he likes to sit on 3 base and make Void Ray Colossus, but the kid knows how to play, and he almost took out Naniwa, you know, on another day. That could have gone his way, 100%. Definitely looking forward to seeing more CrunCher in the future.
I cannot disagree, Artosis. And you know what? That means that Series 1 is over. We're going to be moving on to Series number 2. And it is going to be Hasuabs versus Boxer. Now, we are going to take a quick break, guys. But you know what? During this break, it's a good time to do a couple of things. First off, make sure to go check out the raffle. If you haven't signed up yet, why would you not want a trip to Korea? You just have to be absolutely crazy. Get to go watch GSL live. Eat some pizza.
Yeah, it's quite an experience. You guys, you want to come to Korea. So many people go. You'll meet all sorts of new friends from around the world. We have a ton of foreigners always going to the GSL showing up. And you get to meet people like Jinro, Huck, Tasteless, and Artosis. You know, it's pretty awesome. You got to go sign up for that raffle.
You feel like $1 million, and you'll have a lot of fun doing it as well. And then, of course, before we get started with our second series, go vote over at the poll, Poker Strategy, TSL3.com/poll. Go and vote. I can't wait to see what the initial results are this one going to be. I think I looked at the liquid bets early on. In fact, do we have that information? Yeah, we do. So let's see. Oh, wow. Boxer way in the lead. Let's see if the live votes will reflect that, Artosis. But we are going to take a quick break. So when we come back, it's going to be Series 2 of the TSL3. Oh, look at the votes already up there. Sweet. 73% for Boxer, buddy. 30 for Haas.
Wow.
Wow. Amazing matchup.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let's just jump to that break. When we come back, Game 1, a Slayers Boxer versus Mas Hasuabs. Join us for another series here at the TSL3 Round of 8, Day 2. We'll be right back.